Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is how I tint and wax my own eyebrows. I thought since it's still the time of COVID and quarantine, it'd be a fun opportunity just to show you what I do. I've been waxing and tinting my own brows for years, but I thought, why not share, since, you know, it's harder to get out and get those types of things done these days. So I'll show you what I do and I'll share the products that I use. So first I'm gonna tint my brows. I have my makeup on, but I'm gonna wipe off whatever residue might be on my brows. They're not filled right now. They are microbladed. So they are darker than like my natural, you know, they're thicker and darker than just if I didn't have the microblading done. But I like to dye the actual hairs in my brows to make them darker and bolder, and I can get away with not filling maybe like some of the patches with makeup. So I like to use the Godfrey Tint kit in medium brown. This is what I've used for years and years, and what it comes with is a brush, the solution, the little capsule dyes, and a little little pot or dish, I'll show you, that you mix all of it up in. So I just take equal parts of the powder and the solution and I mix those up, and then I'll show you when I put it on my brows. So first I'm gonna wipe off just whatever leftover makeup there is. There shouldn't be a lot. A little bit. So here's the powder and the solution here. I'm gonna mix it up just with a Q-tip. If you hear my little guy fussing, he's in the room next to me and I have the monitor, so I'm listening to him. Normally I'd be doing this in my bathroom, but my bathroom is so small I can't even get the stand and the camera in like a good place. I tried on the toilet and in the sink, and my bathroom is right next to the nursery, so I'm in my room doing my brows. How about that? So now that the product is all mixed up, I'm gonna take the angled brush that comes in the kit. And I'm gonna start with one brow. Looks a little bit dark when you first put it on. I have my mirror here to help me out. Yeah, it always looks a little bit too dark when you first put it on, but for the medium brown color, I'll leave it on anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes on each brow. And it will look a little bold at first, but I found that it fades, you know, after you wash your face a couple times. And the color can last anywhere from 1 week to 10 days, I'd say. So I usually do this just like once a month, just to get me through. So then I kind of shape up the dye around the brow, as you can see, like so. It's not perfect, but I'll get as close to perfect as I can. And you definitely want to get it off of your skin because this will stain. I don't mind if it stains the skin like under my brow, because that'll just make it look darker and bolder. So here we go. I'm gonna look at my phone, make sure I time this just to be 1 to 2 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow. So now you can see the tint is off. I'm gonna remove the dye off of this eyebrow first. And what you'll need here is just some water or a wet cotton round, and the water will deactivate the color. So it will not darken the brow any further once you put water on it to remove it. And I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but basically what you'll need besides the kit to do this brow processing is just several Q-tips. As you can see, I used a lot of Q-tips to help shape the brow, along with cotton rounds or cotton balls. Okay, so I took the dye off of both sides. I turned down my little light behind me so the lighting's different now. I thought maybe in a little bit of a duller light you can actually see better, so we'll try this out. So you can see I need a wax badly. I have a lot of hair under the brows and in between. This is pretty blonde, but the next step will be to wax. So I prefer to tint my brows before I wax them. I just, I don't know, I feel like if I go out of line a little bit with the dye, the wax might help remove some of the dye if it's in a place that it shouldn't be. So that will be step 2. But as you can see, you know, they're definitely darker than from when I started, and I prefer them that way. I like my brows to be a little bold and, you know, darker than my hair color. I just prefer that look on me. So there you can see the dye has been removed and the brows have a nice shape to them. Okay, let's get on to the eyebrow waxing. So what you'll need is some popsicle sticks, multiple of these. I unfortunately am almost out of this size, which is the appropriate size for your brows, but I have lots of the body size sticks, which, I mean, like, you would use the larger size if you were waxing somewhere on the body, the smaller size for brows or something on the face like today. So I will have to reuse the stick a couple times or just break some of these in half. So that's the first thing you need. Second thing you need is wax. My favorite wax for years and years now has been this blue hard wax from Cirepil. I find it on Amazon. It's around $20 a bag, which sounds pricey, but it does last you a long time. And if you consider going to get your brows done, it's gonna be at least $20 for one time. So if you get really good at self-waxing, you're gonna save money in the long run. And then the third thing you need is a wax pot. Let me show you that. So my wax pot is called Suddenly Smooth. I got this years and years ago just at a Sally's Beauty Supply. I'm sure you could find this one on Amazon or something similar to it. The wax pot itself heats up, you plug it in. I usually let it get warm on one of the medium settings here. And then for your wax, you're gonna want it to look like this. So if the consistency is too runny, that means it's too hot and you could burn yourself. And if it's too hard, it's not gonna set on your skin correctly. So finding the right temperature is key. There isn't a thermometer on this one. Some wax pots have that. With mine, I've just gotten pretty good eyeballing what the consistency should look like. And it should be like this, where you could kind of swirl the wax around the stick, and it's not like watery. That would be too hot. So this is a good consistency. I can show you on my hand kind of what it would look like, and then I'll apply it to the brows. Okay. So this wax starts out in like these little beads. They almost look like little coffee beans or something like that. And then when they melt down, they're in that like taffy consistency. So here, I'll show you kind of how it looks just on the back of the hand. And you can do this, you know, before you start your brows anyway, just to test the temperature, make sure it's comfortable and it sets well. So temperature feels good. It feels like a good tacky consistency. This is a hard wax, so it's gonna set fairly quickly. And then you're gonna grab the tab at the end, like so, and just remove. And then all the little hairs will be on the back side of the wax. All right, let's get on to doing brows. So I usually like to start in the center of my brows here, like the unibrow area. I'll do as much as I can on camera. It's a little bit tricky because the screen is so small. So I'll walk you through this step and then I'll do the rest on my mirror, like looking at my mirror. So, and it's a good idea to get your baby hairs out of the way there too. Like this one just got wax on it, that's fine. All right, so let it set, let it set. It's gonna get tacky, just like how it did on my hand. And again, you want your makeup removed before you start this. And grab the little tab at the end. You always wanna apply the wax in the direction of hair growth. So when you remove it, it's against the hair growth. 1, 2, 3. Straight down, a little rip, but not too bad. Let it set. Pull against the hair growth, like so. I don't know if you can see, but there, right there are some hairs. All right, let's do the top. Okay, now both brows are waxed and tinted. As you can see, it made the biggest difference. I'm usually a little bit red after a wax, which is normal. You probably will be too, but the redness usually subsides in like an hour at the most. It calms down pretty quickly. And then sometimes I'll even go back with some clean tweezers and just get rid of maybe any baby hairs that were missed in the meantime, although I'd say my brows look pretty good and there's not really a whole lot left to tweeze, but I feel good about those. I think while the wax is on, the next thing I'm gonna do is my nose. Yes, I like to wax the inside of my nose, and it's been a while, so there could be some creatures up there. So I'll show you how to do that. It's very easy. It sounds terrifying, but it's something I like to do just to get, you know, those little nose hairs that like to stick out right here. I know, so gross, but let me show you. So I take the popsicle stick and I get just a ball of wax like so at the end. And I'm gonna start with this nostril. You don't wanna shove it up too far. You know, we're not trying to be overly aggressive with this. It's just like the nose hairs that kind of hang out right here that you maybe tweeze or trim every so often. And I pretty much just block the whole hole. Anyways, yeah, I've been doing this for years and I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and block this nostril. Just remember to breathe out of your mouth, not your nose. I give it a nice little twirl, and I kind of stick the stick to the roof of the nose. Okay, and with this one, you really do want to wait for it to be tacky before you pull it out. And I just kind of hold the bridge of my nose right here. I don't think you have to, it's just something I do. I hold it here and I go 1, 2, 3, pull. And how satisfying is that? Same with the other one. Once it's hard, on the outside you can tell it's hardened. I don't time this. It was probably a minute that it sat in there. And 1, 2, 3, pull it out. So yeah, there it is. That's it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. Definitely one of those things that you can do at home while we're in the times of COVID. And I hope this tutorial was helpful for you, that you took away some tips, tricks. Leave any comments for questions that you might have. I'm pretty sure you can find everything that I used today on Amazon or a local beauty supply that might be open. But again, thanks for watching, and I hope that you picked up maybe a couple new tips today.